All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Shit Show podcast. Today, we've been joined by a very tiny man. His name is Walker Spear. We had a special request on the TikTok, which was started by Quentin over here. Quentin, what was the special request?
So our guy Maxi, he asked if we could talk about how Trey Young and the Hawks compare to the other teams around the NBA.
So the reason I brought Walker on, Walker and I have a basketball podcast called The Sellouts because the goal is to sell out at the end of the day. And so I thought, why not bring him on? I know David knows a lot about basketball. I know Q, you know a little bit. Yeah, you can
I know a
discuss it.
little bit. I know
So
I
yeah,
know a little bit.
Ross will join us here in a couple minutes, but he said Walker come in for him. So since Walker's a special guest, why don't you start, Walker?
All right. So again, like Paul said, I'm one of the co-hosts of the Sellout. So if anyone who has any brand powers listening, please contact us. We would be happy to be shills for corporate America.
Yep.
But in terms of the Hawks, they have a lot of interesting pieces, but there's a lot of things coming. They're going to come to a head soon in terms of Nate McMillan's their head coach, right?
Yeah.
Nate McMillan and Trey Young. I feel like get to a case of Trey Young is going to say is going to tell ownership it's either me or him, and they're going to have to make a decision. The Hawks, they could easily contend for a conference finals appearance.
In 2020 or 2021, they went to one.
Their problem is that none of their players are healthy at the same time. They've kind of missed on draft picks. I'm not going to say DeAndre Hunter is a bust, but he's definitely not living up to what the 4th overall pick should be at this point in his career. I mean, he almost left the team this offseason because he wanted $120 million and the Hawks only wanted to give him 90.
Only 90.
Yeah, only 90 million. They traded Herter for what I believe is pennies on the dollar. They should have kept Herter. They're gonna have to move from John Collins eventually because he's always in trade rumors.
Yes,
Clint,
he is.
Clint Capella's just getting older, and I think that they should start a Kongwu and have Capella come off the bench at this point. And then DeJounte Murray. It's kind of redundant. I get why they did it because Trae Young can't guard anyone above the height of a traffic cone on defense. But at the same time, if you have too many cooks in the kitchen, and they can't have 5 basketballs out there's only one. So yeah, that's how I feel about the Hawks.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So how good are the Hawks this year? Like I don't watch basketball.
16 and
the playoff.
They're
17, 18.
Yeah, 17 and 18. They're 11th or 10th, I think, in the Eastern Conference.
They're ninth.
They're ninth. There you go. So they're a game out. They just lost to the Nets by 1 without Trae Young and without Clint Capella.
And Kyrie Irving crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with me is they won't do anything. They won't contend. They won't until either they let Chino Hills, because I can't say his name, but there you go. Until they let him start, or they tell him he's off the bench, because Clint Capella he's played 1 game in the last six games. He's injured every time. And until they tell John Collins we're trading you or not. Because every single day it's, well, there was an offer, but we turned it down because we think you're worth more. We like you more than that. But we're still going to see if we want to trade you. And that doesn't bode well for anybody. You're dangling that.
Bogdan Bogdanovic has been hurt too.
Yeah, the Herter replacement.
That's a shooter. I mean, Collins, I think the whole thing's been so inconsistent. Like, I really think they've been talking about trade talks with Collins since summer. I understand his presence. His presence in, I'll say he's pretty good in a high post. But, like, his presence on the team, I mean, yeah, he gets bored, he's aggressive, but something is just not, I don't know, like, they brought in DeJounte Murray. You got Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, and Collins, but something is just not completely there for me. I mean, yeah, I don't want to say you want to completely rebuild, but there has to be like a half process with it going on. Like they just need to add different parts because I don't think they're a high contender in the playoffs. They can get past maybe first round, but I'll be off of Trae Young shooting, like literally.
Yeah.
So that's where you see. So you see them making the playoffs, but only last in the first round.
Narrow.
I see them making play.
Narrows. I don't know what.
Yeah,
they make a play around.
they are stuck in what I like to call the treadmill of mediocrity. They're too good to blow it up, but they're also not good enough to warrant like not doing anything and just sticking with the roster the way it's constructed. If you look at their bench too, they have a lot of high pedigree guys. Like they have a lot of Duke guys, a lot of former high draft picks or guys that were supposed to be high draft picks.
Jalen Johnson, yeah.
They have Jarrett Culver,
Jarrett Culver. They have
They
have another Duke guard whose name I don't remember right now.
AJ Griffin.
There you go. Yeah.
They have him. They have two Holiday brothers who are good defensively, but like they don't have a lot of offensive power coming off their bench if you really think about it.
That's what I was gonna say.
We know the best Holiday brother on the Bucks. So
yeah.
I don't know what's for them now. I mean, back in the day when you had someone to put on Golden State in Chicago, I'll take them. Or even when on Golden State in Chicago.
Yeah. They either need to tell John Collins we'll keep you, because usually when you sign someone to a contract extension, that's like, all right, you're here for the long haul. They signed him to a contract extension and then still go, well, we may want to trade you.
They should just go ahead and do it. The value's gonna be out there. They can get something. They can get something big for it. Because it's not like you're trained. he's not. I don't even like LeBron, but he's not LeBron. You know what I'm saying? But like, you can get rid of him, honestly. See what you can get.
I mean, the Pacers were able to get Halliburton. I get Sabonis has been wonderful for the Kings. The Pacers could get Halliburton. Why can't the Hawks? I mean, the Hawks already have two guards. They wouldn't go get someone like Halliburton. But why can't they trade him, let Okongwu start, and maybe get your center or your power forward for the future and put Capella on the bench?
That's what I would do. I would start Okongwu mostly because Clint Capella's getting older. Like he hasn't been like a rim running threat since that run in 2017 with the Rockets. At this point, I would just simply start Okongwu over Capella and have Capella be the sixth man because Capella's slowing the pace down for them, which this team that could be a lot better if they're running and just rim running essentially. And Okongwu can be that. Capella just physically can't do that for like 20 minutes a game. And I also think it would make sense defensively to have that rim protection coming off the bench too, because that's when teams attack the Hawks at the rim is when Capella's on the bench.
What do you think, you?
I don't know, bro. I'm not really a basketball person. Like I said, I watch basketball like towards the end of the season, like right when the playoffs start.
Fair enough.
I'm the question man when it comes to this. I got another question for y'all.
All
do y'all think Trae Young is hooping right now? Do y'all think he's actually doing something for the Hawks?
Trae Young is always hooping.
Yeah,
Trae Young is always hooping.
Him and Murray have actually been somewhat of a success together.
They're a gritty duo.
Much as you think they wouldn't.
Trae Young's averaging 27 points a game. Murray's averaging about 20.5 points per game.
I think Young's at 7 assists, Murray's at 8 or something like that. I mean, they're complementing each other.
Trae Young's is at about 9.9 assists a game.
Oh, geez, way more than I thought.
And Murray's at 6.2 assists a game. So both are still averaging pretty good, and their assist to turnover ratio is 2.6 for each of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
they're still playing pretty good together.
Go find a shooting big man, and I think they'll be just fine. I mean, John Collins can shoot the ball a little bit, but you're not going to send him. You're not going to send them out to 3. You know what I mean?
You're getting a midi from him.
Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris would be a shout.
Outside of
that,
outside of Tobias Harris's contract, I feel like he would actually fit pretty well on this Hawks team. Just having a stretch big.
I think Tobias Harris would actually do pretty well.
Major money.
Major money. 135 million, I want to say. Something like that.
He's a vital piece to the
5
Sixers.
years.
I don't know. But yeah, so if you want to hear more, because we're going to, that was a little like teaser or whatever. If you want to hear more, tune in for when Walker and I record. It should be out midweek next week. We're recording Monday, I think we said, right, Walker? Is that what we said?
Oh, yeah. I don't work Monday.
Okay, so yeah, I'll brag about it. We're recording Monday. So yeah, it should be up Tuesday. So if you want to hear more, go ahead and tune in to Walker and I. You guys have anything more you want to add?
We take comments all the time.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, comments, questions. We'll do any sport, honestly.
It's true, because
we have the knowledge. So
Ross and I can do hockey if you want it. We could make David talk about hockey because I think
You and Ross can also do golf.
We can do golf.
You're gonna get football and basketball on me, fellas. Sometimes soccer.
Yeah, I was
You're
about
never
to
gonna
say
get
we
baseball out
got
of
a
me.
soccer video that's coming soon.
It's coming soon. We're also got I'm gonna get David to talk about NASCAR because he loves it so much. You can see in the
good
face
luck.
right there.
Good luck with that one.
David, just
Good luck with that one.
give it a chance. You will
Yeah,
like NASCAR.
I love making a left turn. I love making a left turn
Yeah.
the whole time.
Well,
I love
sometimes they go right. They got
Thanks.
Coda. You got
You
the
look-
Charlotte Roval. You got Canadian
Yeah,
Tire.
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm
We'll
good. Hey,
We're gonna
I'm
send
good.
you to Canada. We're gonna send you to Canada, and you'll be
No, send
you'll be
David,
drinking maple syrup and riding mooses. Is what you'll be doing, David.
send David and Q to a Richmond race.
Yeah,
Richmond race.
Richmond, short track, little
Yeah.
short track racing.
What's gonna be the exciting part of it when they start or when they finish? Because that's a bunch of
Both.
laps.
Oh, drinking in between. That's the fun part.
Every
What's
part
the
of it's
fun part?
fun.
Yeah,
Every
no,
part.
Nah, after a while, bro, it gotta get repetitive. I ain't gonna lie.
No, it's dude, because now you got more time on the track because of single lug nuts. It's also updated. I mean, I can go all day with this if you really want to. I can
Yeah,
go
I'm good.
all day.
Yeah, I'm good like that.
All right.
Okay, though, we can talk about how Luka just had another triple double last
Yeah,
night.
we'll discuss that Monday. We'll discuss that. How much beer he got from Michelob Ultra.
That's crazy. I just wonder if they're gonna make a Lucas statue at this point, right?
Yeah.
Until
They're gonna have to. Him and Dirk and Shea. All right. Well, thank you.
Out Hall of Famer.
Walker, we all know you love him. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, if you want to hear more, tune in Tuesday for when Walker and I post the sellouts. So thank you,
Yep.
and now on to scheduled programming.
The fucking theme song.
Well, Russ, welcome to the podcast. Way to start there with your little mumble jumble. This is now scheduled. Welcome to the Shit Show podcast. Everyone want to introduce themselves? Who we have on today?
Q.
David.
Ross.
All right, and I'm Paul. It's your
The
normal four.
Ohio State.
The Ohio State, the Shenandoah football right there.
Big
So a lot happened over the weekend. A lot happened over last weekend. I don't know what David just did there, but it was
It's my
special.
trademark. I wear number 3 for football, so just let y'all know it's my trademark right now. Big 3-0.
Is that your trademark?
3-0. Big 3-0. Remember that.
That's how many interceptions he dropped when I went to his game.
I'm a dog. Don't listen to that nonsense.
So,
hate.
a lot happened over last weekend, and a lot happened over the week leading up to this weekend.
Yeah.
Namely, I'd say Derek Carr being one of the big ones, which we will get to. But any early thoughts on Derek Carr?
I'm
He's
staying
getting done dirty.
Yeah, low key. I
Yeah,
feel like
no
he's
other
doing a lot
option.
for that organization.
Nobody cares more than that man does for that team. And to be honest, they would have never got their biggest piece on offense if it wasn't for Derek Carr. So
Yeah.
now I'm getting rid of Derek Carr. Yeah, you about to see the old Raiders come back.
The
You about to see
Jamarcus
the
Russell
old-
Waiters.
Yeah, the
I'm
Jamarcus
not
Russell
gonna
Raiders.
lie.
Or
I feel like the Raiders' offense was more efficient last season.
it sure was.
Before Devontae Adams.
It sure
Yeah,
was.
But I mean, things have to get moving. Like you gotta let things connect. Of course, it was a lot more efficient last year, but now you got Devontae Adams. You got one, damn near the best receiver in the league. One
The
of them.
problem is Renfro and Adams ran into each other on the last play of a game a couple weeks ago. Waller just
Against the Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
Waller,
Yeah,
didn't he
it's
try
a-
to like catch a ball that was intended for Devontae Adams?
Yeah,
He dropped
and-
it at that.
It's
it would have
just
been like a
chemistry,
touchdown, I
but
think.
Look how many games Waller has missed as well. I mean, it happens. You know
It's
what I'm
just
Oh
saying?
yeah,
not.
no. You already know how we feel about Waller. I mean, and then you know how
Yeah, we like him, but
Look,
this is one of those
Darren
catchy-
Waller is very good. Okay, he would I want him now? No, I don't think I would. His story is wonderful. Everything about him. Ross actually hates him because he has tattoos. I forgot to say that. So I don't know why everyone's hating on me on TikTok. Okay, Jesus Christ. He just hasn't been anything of value to me the last 2 years. He just
All right.
hasn't. But all right, we'll get to it.
Yeah, get to
I'll,
the damn
I'll
wheel. Yeah.
You find another
so
efficient tight end for the Raiders. You tell me.
hey
We,
man.
let's go.
So
You doing
here is the screen.
What is that? 6 or 7? Oh, 6. 6 different things.
Yeah, 6 topics.
I wasted my wheel this week. No problem.
Well, you know, Ross, so a wheel wasted is a child saved. So on the wheel this week, we have new picks and review our picks, you know, for last week's picks. I have forgotten my picks, actually. I hope everyone else has remembered theirs. We have
Could I forget?
Wentz and Carr, of course, one quarterback, I guess, unbenched, the other benched. Our playoff picks for who we think are going to make the playoffs. Q is going to do Sauce Gardner versus Tariq Woolen. It's a good comparison. JJ Watt's career, where does he stand? And then Cowboys Eagles game fallout. So,
All
Yeah.
right, that shit.
dude, this is my first time actually spinning the wheel. That was an honor. All right, starting with good old JJ Watt. So, who wants
Who's
to? I guess I'll go first. I mean, one of 3 players ever with 3 Defensive Player of the Years. I mean, with Lawrence Taylor, Aaron Donald. Kind of cool that 2 of those guys are in our day and age, to be honest with you. One of, I want to say 6 ever players. I know this is kind of a stat that's kind of nitpicked, but still. One of 6 or 5 ever players to have 100 career plus sacks and 5 career touchdowns, which I think is also pretty cool. And just overall, I mean, that Hard Knocks clip where he was just out there.
Yeah.
He's just out there working after practice. I don't think it was faked. Some people think it was faked. It's just that to me is what makes Hard Knocks Hard Knocks. Like that's the clip that I always remember of JJ Watt. And then of course him swatting the ball. Future Hall of Famer, first ballot. I think everyone has to vote for him. If they don't, they're probably mentally disabled.
Easily. Well,
So-
not that part. I didn't mean to say that. I'm talking about him being a first round ballot. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about JJ Watt, I love his story. I love how he walked on at Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
He left a scholarship. Like he was actually, I think he was at
Eastern
Central
Michigan.
Or
Central Michigan. Yeah, Central Michigan.
Yeah, he was at Central Michigan, and then he walked on to Wisconsin, and from there he
Yeah,
just like
dream
took
school.
off.
That's dream school for real. I mean, JJ Watt, that's character. High character guy, honestly. I mean, you can hate about the players, but him, if he's on a team, defense rallies around him. He makes plays. Even when he busted up, injured, he's gonna give it his all. He's gonna find a way to get back on the field. And what was that one year? Every time JJ Watt committed like he caused a turnover or had a sack, it changed the whole game. They were gonna
I
win.
remember that. Yeah.
They were going to win. Like there's no doubt about it. So it's just game changers like him, and we got to watch that. That's a legend we just watched. When his career ends, at least we tell our kids, yeah, that's like our Lawrence Taylor. Now Lawrence Taylor is a dog. Don't get it twisted. He's gonna be a GOAT for years. But we're talking about guys who fall in that same category. And I mean, his brother's doing amazing things right now. I mean, shoot, we thought JJ was good. TJ is on a whole nother level right now.
Yeah,
But,
TJ. There's a chance TJ is better than JJ.
yeah, but we won't say all that right now. Though. We gotta honor this man's career. Like,
I mean,
it's good.
What did he have to do on his heart so he could actually play this year? What was that he had done? Did he have just like?
I think he went AFib.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just so we could play football. He had an AFib.
The love of the game.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
the Texans.
he's definition of a football player. There's not many
Yeah.
guys who can give that definition to. I think it's him. He's gonna end outside top 20 all sacks time leader. He's at 111 right now. He's 26 behind Chandler Jones and Cameron Jordan, which is kind of 2 people you don't really put on his class. Same as Justin Houston. They're all right next to each other within 1 sack.
Yeah, but his prime's 3 Defensive Player of the Years.
No, I know.
I mean,
Impressive. Yeah, he was he came, what was his draft year again?
11. I want to say 2011.
Houston, the shitty franchise that they are, booed him. Booed their first
Oh, did
overall
they?
pick. Yeah, oh yeah, they fucking hate him.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they
He's
had
gonna get a
a-
statue, and they booed him.
They had
Yep.
a documentary on that. I saw that.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, it's inspirational. His whole story is just
Oh
inspirational.
yeah. He didn't sulk or nothing like half the other guys would. And he strapped it on. He was like, "I'm gonna show you how great I am," and he did.
He never felt sorry for himself.
You think he'll sign the 1-day contract with Texans and retire? Or
I
he'll
hope
probably
not.
retire?
He doesn't deserve to play for them, man. That's
I mean, he gave
ridiculous.
his all to the. I mean, sometimes it's all about what the player feels. Honestly,
Yeah.
I
he
mean,
gave his
he
all.
will. I think he will
He
sign on
played
one
2
day.
years with the Cardinals. Like big whoop. I'm not retiring with the Cardinals. If I was him.
You will retire with Houston?
He kind of
No,
had
yeah,
that Emmett
no.
Smith.
But
Well, he was
when you think of
amazing.
JJ Watt, you think of the Texans, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Of
that's
course I
that's
do.
what
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Arizona Cardinals. I almost forgot he was on the Cardinals this year. I'm being honest with you. Hey,
Here's a question. What team did Emmett Smith end his career on?
he didn't finish it with the Cowboys.
Nope.
He finished with the Cardinals.
Yep.
I didn't think he actually like retired with them. I thought he
But
signed back like one day.
well, that's what I mean. His last game in the league was with the Cardinals. I believe he did sign a one day with the Cowboys,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He signed on one day.
even after he said the Cowboys did him wrong and all this. He still did that. I think JJ will still sign a one day. Retire a Texan, get a statue, get his jersey retired, and then get a bust in Canton, Ohio.
Ryan Kerrigan signed on one day with Washington. Retire as a Washington football team or commander or whatever you want to call it. But he did it. We sucked, but he did it.
I mean, he went to the Eagles, and we still took him back. So
Yeah, he really battled with a lot of injuries.
what? Yeah,
Not really. Oh, Watt. I thought, okay, yeah, Watt. For sure.
He missed like I don't know, almost 3 seasons to injury.
his prime was so good, and then it kind of just ended abruptly because it just every year it was a different thing.
Yeah, no, but he had 17 and a half sacks in 2015.
Joke.
16 and 17 he combined for 8 games. That's 2 years, 8 games. And then 2018 comes back with 16 sacks.
Yeah, healthy. You can't block him.
Yeah, man, that guy was a monster.
I mean, who would you say his career?
Comparison?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't because like the sacks, but I don't know. I look at someone like I know they didn't play the same positions, but in terms of dominance, Mean Joe Green.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Strahan.
Strahan's another good one actually. I just think because like Mean Joe Green could just destroy and look at that face by David. Mean Joe Green could just
run straight.
I know, but JJ Watt's such a better athlete though. Like you
yeah.
Way better. Moved way better.
Oh yeah.
I know, but like in terms of just physical power and could just move someone.
Kind of had a Lawrence Taylor aspect to him.
That's what
Speed.
I'll give you Lawrence Taylor. I actually will give you that one. That's who I think of.
Just that attitude. I feel like JJ Watt could have played at any time period.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, insane athlete. Obviously not as fast as Lawrence, but he's still he moved. He made him look pretty damn fast.
Yeah. I mean, he was fast enough. I'd say.
Yeah.
I will say I like Cameron Jordan being up there. That's kind of cool. Just
Yeah,
how
and Chandler Jones
consistent.
above him.
Well, just because
I will
Cameron. I
say
mean,
this. Something very biased. I will forever be mad at him about breaking Alex Smith's leg.
oh, JJ Watt.
Bro, it's football, bro.
No.
I remember this when this happened.
Oh god.
No. The way it looked, no way you put your big self on his back when he bent like this. I'm just saying. I love you,
Dude.
JJ. I love you, JJ. But you too big to be putting all that weight.
But do you think that he actually meant to do it?
Tackling him? Was he trying to sack him? There's a reason why there's rules now that you can't hurt the quarterback. You know, it's soft in my honest opinion. I mean, it's football. I'll give you that. It is football. But, boy, what? He snapped his leg like a twig. And that's how him and Lawrence Taylor fall in the same book. Have me on the same spot on the field. Like, I'm just saying, like, things.
It was the same spot.
Great comparison.
It's terrible.
Nah, bro, that's a stretch. Because
He
JJ
threw our
Watt
season in the trash can.
bro.
He's not a dirty player. But that play threw our season in the trash can.
We had just traded for
Never
HaHa
forget
Clinton
that.
Dix. We were making the run for it, and there it went. Yeah.
Trash.
HaHa ended up on the Texans, I believe. But,
every team that he went to after us, he whooped us. He went to Chicago and got like a pick on us or two of them.
Bro,
just
I'm not gonna lie. You know my theory though. I feel like that's
yes,
most
I
players
know,
that
but
usually play
he
for
wasn't
us. They
homegrown.
just go
He wasn't
somewhere else and
homegrown.
they ball.
He wasn't homegrown Washington, so I can
Man,
take that.
Cameron Jordan just never got hurt ever. He
No.
hasn't missed a fucking game.
I like that. I was about to say with
Gotta love
Cameron
it.
Jordan,
He
just
hasn't missed a game
consistency.
ever.
It shows you consistency. Look how good you can be. So quietly. I mean,
Started
he's
16 games for the past 11
I mean-
years? 10 years?
I mean, those Saints teams, they should have won a Super Bowl. They should have had one. I know they had one, but I'm talking about with this current roster with Drew Brees on it, pretty much, because it kind of is the
Gonna
same
get it
roster.
done.
They should have had a Super Bowl in there, but
Maybe didn't have enough in the tank.
all right. So next topic. I hope it lands on blue because I hate the two blues next to each other. To
Yeah,
be
me
honest
too.
with you.
Oh, we got it.
Yes, it's gonna be a
Okay.
good day, guys. It's gonna be a good day. All right, so
Cowboys.
I kind of put this on
Oh,
here,
yes.
Q, because yesterday while on the phone, the residents, the other two in this call, they started screaming at each other about
We
this
did
game.
not start screaming. Calm
There was
down.
screaming involved, and so
I think
I put this on here so I could watch them two go at it again because I feel like it'd make for a good clip. So
He was on my side with this one, so
Yeah.
you just
Before we
ride
actually
Jalen
get deep
Hurts.
into this, I do have to give my opinion. So I'm gonna just throw this out there. I think that if the Eagles had Jalen Hurts, it would have been a different outcome. I'm not gonna lie.
A
agreed.
different outcome as in win or loss.
Well,
No kidding.
there's only one other outcome.
No, it could have been score differential. It could have been, what
Bro,
could have
no, I'm saying the Eagles
what
would
they
have
could have
won,
got
bro.
going. But
technically, they could
you
have tied.
cannot say that Philly offense was
Okay,
not
technically.
moving that day. You cannot say the Philly offense was not moving because, bro, there was a point in time in that game where I thought the Cowboys were really going to lose. The Eagles was up. They started off 17-7.
Nah, and then but I do have other things that I noticed from the game. And I do think Minshew did a great job stepping in for Jalen Hurts. Don't get
Oh
it
yeah.
twisted. He did
Great
a
job,
great
bro.
job, honestly. Like it was almost as if they didn't miss a beat for real. But I think
Exactly,
Jalen Hurts
man.
was the missing piece of the puzzle though. You know, like you you can't have a puzzle and not have like all the pieces.
I give you that, but here's something that was just bugging me ever since that game ended. And understand, I hate the Eagles and I hate the Cowboys, but I'm a realistic person. Okay, when the Eagles defeated the Cowboys the first time on Sunday night, why was that such a big deal? Did you really beat the Cowboys? Dak Prescott did not play. Cooper Rush did.
Who won
that was
like
still-
5 games.
It doesn't matter. I'm taking Dak over Cooper Rush any day. It's a big difference. When Dak started off the season a little bit bumpy, he took an L to the Cowboys. But I said the Cowboys, sorry, to the Buccaneers. But still,
Dude, Dak has thrown the most interceptions since he's come
how
back.
many of those picks was even his fault? He just threw another one
come
last
on.
night that bounced off Brumman's chest. He literally
Bro,
caught the
I
ball,
watched him throw
again,
so
and
many
got picked
terrible
off.
picks this year. I don't know what you're talking about.
Every quarterback has made terrible
Literally.
throws this year.
No,
But,
man,
okay.
he leads the league. And you're
he-
talking about Cooper Rush who came in. Obviously, I'm not saying he's as good as Dak, but he
He's
won games, first of all. And then you're comparing fucking Minshew to a possible MVP candidate this year.
Bro, the offense
That's a
was
big
still
difference.
high motors. That's how you also know that the Eagles' offense is
Listen,
all of them,
if
not just Jalen Hurts.
If Jalen Hurts was there, you would have saw the Eagles put up more and the US in the
You would
Dallas.
saw who put up what more. He played the first game. They only put up 26. They put up 34 at Dallas.
Paul, I don't
26
even
at
have to
home.
talk.
Bro.
Ross is doing all the talking.
I
for
know.
me.
I'm just
Bro,
sitting here.
I didn't even look yet because I just looked right now. I had a feeling that I was gonna see possession time lopsided because of the game that they play with Hurts. So in this last game, that was one possession, 32-28 or something.
Because it was
In the first game, fucking Eagles had 35 minutes of possession to only 25 for the Cowboys. With Hurts,
And
they
that's-
will tire them out a lot quicker and control the game a lot more.
You right. You are very right. But you want to know something? That's the beauty of film. Well, you understand what the Eagles were doing the first time they played the Cowboys, right? The Cowboys were not ready for that. They manipulated Michael Parsons. They were throwing option at him, triple option
Exactly.
at him.
But
But
who didn't they
that's
have in
the
the second
abuse
game to
of
do that?
them. It doesn't matter. They would have been
How?
prepared for it. If the Cowboys had film,
I
film, my
know that,
boy.
but they didn't have Jalen Hurts in the second game,
Oh,
so
you know
they
what the
can't
funny
really do the same
is?
thing. Jalen Hurts is not Gardner Minshew.
I
They're
wish
not the
I
same
took the.
players.
I know they're not the same player, but I'm saying it's the end of it, bro. The game was still a productive game for the Eagles, a very high productive game. There was this play that somebody had posted on Twitter, and I wish I actually saved this clip because it actually meant nothing. It was a play at Gardner Minshew. I think it was like 3rd and 9 or something.
Oh.
It was deep in their territory. He rolled out. They're saying if Jalen Hurts was on the field, that he would have ran and actually scored a touchdown. Now, here's my problem
I
with
know
them
exactly what
even
you're talking
saying
about.
that.
I think
Did
was
you
Parsons
see
chasing
who
him?
chasing? Parsons was in front of him.
He was in front of him, or he was to the side of him. Like, could he
Like,
have gotten
no, I
around?
mean, he was in front peripheral. Like, it wasn't like he was behind him.
Exactly. He wasn't directly in front.
And the
Meaning,
thing about
yeah.
that, Jalen Hurts is not. Well, I'm sorry. I have not seen not one quarterback this year escape that tyrant
I
of
don't know,
Michael
Brady.
Parsons. Jalen
I
Hurts
don't
is
know,
not
Brody.
running away from that. The only reason why Jalen Hurts had his way in the first game is because they had to try to manipulate him. That
And
like
it
scenario,
worked.
but this is the end of the season. But that scenario, Michael was going to kill Jalen Hurts if that was him right there. I'm sorry. Like you can't. And you know what? I really hope, I pray to God that the Eagles and the Cowboys play each other in the playoffs. I need to see a third matchup. And I need both the quarterbacks to play just so it can please all y'all, Jalen Hurt, knee bowers. Like, I don't
Don't
care.
call me that.
No. Everybody
It
Don't
got
knows.
personal.
actually
It got
don't
personal.
call me that, bro. Do
It
not
got
call me that.
personal.
Like, it's
Like
just ridiculous.
I serve one God, bro. Don't say that.
Jalen Hurts this, Jalen Hurts
One
that. This is
God,
all I
Russ.
keep hearing. I can't believe people are talking like this. Like Gardner Minshew just played a hell of a game,
Bro, he also had 3 turnovers.
bro. You act like he's gonna be perfect.
Three
Well,
turnovers. Nobody
you say the
starts in
one
this
Right,
part.
league.
he's starting to
Let me
sound
say the
like
one.
Dak
Let me
out
say the
there.
one part that everybody keeps saying too, because everybody just wants to
You,
back the
you
Eagles up.
turn the
This is
dude.
what everybody wants to back the Eagles up with. They said the Eagles lost the game because what happened? Miles Sanders threw the game. He fumbled the ball. So let's say he didn't fumble the ball. Let's say Gardner Minshew takes them down the field and scores the game-winning touchdown. Then what?
The Eagles are
What's the
still
The
argument
definitely
then?
Eagles
better.
won.
What's the
I don't know
argument
what you
then?
want to say.
Eagles
They
So
won and
won.
because
most
that
certainly are
didn't
better.
happen, that just means it's Minshew's fault. It's only because Hurts didn't play. But
I didn't say it was
this is
Minshew's
not the
fault. I
one who
literally
fumbled the ball in
said
the
that
last drive.
Bro,
Minshew did well.
it shouldn't have even been a game, but it
I
was.
I should have not been again. There was.
Because
Bro, because you
Minshew
got
is
to think, and again, this
garbage.
is another football 101, David. You should know this. When you score, it does something throughout the whole game. It's momentum. If the Eagles kept scoring, bro, I don't really think the Cowboys would have been that close in it like that. Because
What's wrong with
my
Gardner
my
Minshew?
pref my opinion on the Cowboys, I really don't think I think they're good, but I think they could be beaten. And obviously it's happened. But I'm talking about I feel like a lot of teams could beat them. It just hasn't happened. But I don't think they're really that good of a team like that. Like not crazy good like everybody thinks.
First of all, the Cowboys are a great team. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't
Y'all
think they're
can't.
crazy good.
They are a top 10 team in this league. I'll tell you that much. And another thing, what's wrong with Gardner Minshew actually? Because if I'm not mistaken, he stepped in the game last year too, and he won games.
Yeah, he played well last year. He did.
I just said he played well. And
So what
truth
was
be
the
told,
big deal?
honestly, realistically, I don't think it was a bad ball which he threw in the last play. I really think if AJ Brown would have stretched out, he probably could have caught it. I don't know. I didn't see the angle, but
Well, they
from the angle
blitzed
that he
him.
threw it, like the angle that they had recorded, it looked like he could have got it. It just looked like he
Yeah,
like
but
slowed
they
down.
sent the house. Michael
Do you know how
Parsons
many
is
times he
the
got sacked?
big difference. It's Micah Parsons,
No,
bro.
no, hold on. This is my one point. I honestly think Lane Johnson is a bigger loss than Jalen Hurts right now.
Probably that's protection. Yes.
Do you
I
know
do
how many
think that.
times Minshew got sacked? Anyone know?
I
Let's
don't.
go with 4.
0 and 40 dropbacks.
There you go.
And 40 dropbacks.
40 dropbacks. Motherfucker didn't get sacked once against Micah Parsons. Okay, so Dak got sacked. Dak got sacked.
Whoa!
Dak got sacked 6 motherfucking times.
Bro, and come on, bro.
The
Okay.
Cowboys didn't have to go
Wait, I
pick up
gotta
all
bring
these
this
players
up.
in free agency to have a good D line.
David, move closer to your mic for a second.
Cowboys didn't have to go pick up all those players in free agency to have a good D line. The Eagles did.
Bro.
Don't make that face.
You mean Reddick?
You know.
No,
what the Eagles did.
Hargrave, they had to pick up Reddick, yes, and then
Who'd
Understand?
they
They had
draft?
to.
they drafted Jordan Davis, but he's
I don't
been
care
out, so
about
they
the
got
draft.
Sue,
And
What
who
the
else
hell
they
did they
draft
pick
at
up?
linebacker?
N'Kobe Dean. He hasn't really played.
Yeah, he has.
Bro, there's another player. It
Has
wasn't
he?
only Sue that
Yeah.
they picked up.
Oh,
He's doing
They
fine.
picked up another great player in the interior. It was Sue and somebody else.
Sue
Like,
and Jonathan Hankins.
was it him?
Yeah.
Like, bro, then that just makes the interior a problem.
No, Hankins is a
does that
Cowboy.
does?
What does
Hankins-
this even have to do? Even if
It's
they
not
have to go-
Hankins.
No, Hankins
I don't
was
believe
the
it's Hankins,
Cowboy.
bro.
Give me a
It's
minute.
another big time player.
Yeah,
I'm
hold
saying,
on.
What's
like,
the point though? Like what? Who
the
cares if they
protection
went out and
shifts.
got
It's
people?
more, bro. They had to beef up the interior, and the edge is coming free because
And
they're
they
so
did.
worried.
What's the problem?
Yeah,
Like,
what are
bro,
you, bro? What are you
No,
talking
I'm
Linval
about?
saying,
Joseph.
You just disrespected Micah, huh?
Linval Joseph. That's who the Eagles picked up.
Y'all, you gonna disrespect Michael Parsons? Like, oh, Michael Parsons.
Nobody
did this. Like,
disrespected him. I think Micah Parsons is a good player. I'm just saying, bro. Like, what is your argument here?
what do you mean? What is my argument?
You're saying a whole lot of nothing.
whole lot of nothing. So I just
Uh-oh.
talked about what the freak the difference was this whole time.
I'm not saying
This
that.
whole time in that game, the last play, the drop back we were just talking about. You said that what's it called? Whatever Brown couldn't even reach for. You said he could have reached for it. What happened on that play? Why do you think the ball was thrown away?
Obviously, pressure. There's pressure. Coming.
Pressure.
It's
Pressure,
a quarterback.
pressure.
Like you, bro.
Minshew
Come on
didn't
now.
get sacked because for one, he got rid of the ball. That's actually why he didn't get sacked at any point. He got
Okay.
rid of the ball. He ain't hold on to the ball. I ain't gonna lie. Jalen Hurts gets sacked a good amount of times. Shoot, Washington sacked him a good amount of times, and I will always bring that up because we the first ones to beat him. So like, I don't know what to tell you.
Like,
Just simply get rid of the ball.
Dude, the Eagles had an extra 10 minutes of possession time the first time around. Jalen dropped back 25 times and Sanders rushed 18 compared to 40 and 21 this time.
How early that game was played.
They
Everybody
had
still
so
trying
much
to figure
so
control
out
over the
effective.
game.
option that the Eagles are able to run.
It was so much more effective, and they blew them out the first
It
time.
was
They
so
should
much
have.
more
The
effective
Cowboys
because that was
couldn't
the
blow
first
them out.
time the Cowboys seen it.
So what? It's the okay, and
So
then the
of course
second
the first game
game
is
is the second time they
different.
seen it,
That's the
and the
beauty
Eagles
of
can say the same thing. It was the first time they seen the Cowboys too. It was different.
That's the beauty of a divisional game. You play each other twice. It's hard to beat a team twice, bro.
It is.
On top
You're
of that,
right.
It's gonna be hard to beat a team a third time if that happens, but it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be a second time if they play each other in the playoffs. I'm just saying, like the first game, the Cowboys got introduced to an option that was really manipulating Michael Parsons, the difference maker on their defense. And what did it do? It worked. It was productive. That's why they had more time of possession. The next game comes along. Yes, it's a different quarterback, but even if Hurts played, they had a game plan. I know they were gonna have a game plan. That was
would've
the
been two
only
totally
big
different
difference in the
games.
first half of that game. That
It was
really
two different
it.
game. It was two different game plans. Hence, you see the difference in possession time and how less ineffective they were. Even though they put up more yards, it was still way less ineffective because they kept giving Dallas the damn ball back.
And even if I did
The
a
Eagles' defense played better against the Cowboys this time, but they still let them more points because the offense wasn't as effective.
And another thing, bro.
Dang near. Started off 17-7. Like the first game, I wish I could go back and do a deeper breakdown of the first game. From just the first half of that game to the second half of that game. They blew them out in the first half and almost sold in the second half.
They won 27-16.
They almost sold in the second half.
That's 2 points possession. That's considered a blowout.
Here's the thing.
That game was not a blowout in the second half. Believe that.
In the second half, I know that, but it was such a bad first half. They killed them. It was like, oh, yeah, this game.
And then what will happen in the second half? You don't just stop playing.
I know that. They didn't stop playing. They scored more points.
It did take a 3rd and 30 to T.Y. Hilton for the Cowboys to win. It did take an outrageous 3rd and 30, just kind of chuck up to a 5-day-old receiver on the team.
I believe Jalen Hurts is worth another 6 points for the Eagles to win.
Me too. I think the game changes, bro. Again,
I
you had to do something completely different to play that game with not having Hurts. They played this game differently with Hurts, and you know it. He's different than
this. Yes, Jalen Hurts will add a different touch to the game, but
exactly.
I still stand by this. I believe Cowboys were going to win that game regardless.
So you're a Dak fan,
huh?
You're a Dak fan.
I'm a Dak fan. I like Dak, but I know that Cowboys were going to win that second game. I know they were. Now, I really, like I said, I'm going to keep saying it. I really hope these two play in the playoffs. I need to see it.
Who's better, Dak or Jalen Hurts?
This year or in general?
Who do you?
Those are two.
Who do you take better? Who would you take?
If we going in general, I'm taking Dak. We're talking about this year. Jalen Hurts is having his best season. That's true. That's a true breakdown. If I'm going out in general, Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. This year, Jalen Hurts is having a great year.
What makes him better though?
He's done it. He's had a couple, I think 5,000 yards.
He has
couple 30
there
touchdowns.
Was that one year, I'm not gonna lie, where he was on pace to go crazy and he just got hurt.
Well, his rookie year, they were 13-3. He was going nuts, and then he had the other year where he threw 5,000 yards.
Bro, he was in the best position of any quarterback. Probably he had.
I know, but he still played well.
On the line.
Thank you, and that's where I was getting.
He still played well.
Hey, Rob.
Pro Bowl caliber running back.
That's where I was getting at. Thank you, because that leads me to my next point.
This brings me
and
back
you
to
have
Rob
C.D. Lamb, who proves he's one.
That brings me to my next point, David. That video that you tried to send me, that video you sent me about Brock Purdy, about how he's in the best situation and how it's so easy for him. LaShawn McCoy literally said the next person that's in that situation is Dak Prescott. And he said he sucks because he can't do nothing with that much talent
in that
around.
Situation sucks, bro. There's still
I don't think he sucks, but that's what LaShawn McCoy said.
Aren't even his fault. The pick against Jacksonville was not his fault. He literally tossed the ball to the DB. The receiver caught the ball and tossed it to the DB. Last night, the pick that happened, the tight end literally caught the ball, bounces up, and it gets picked up. That's Dak's fault? Dak's trash for that?
Bro, I wasn't even watching the game, right? And all I'm throwing the ball on the ground. Like I'm on my back throwing the ball, and all I hear is, oh man. And I'm like, what? And you're like, Dak Prescott threw a pick.
He threw two picks.
I'm like, what?
He threw 2 picks last night. One of them was
his fault, wasn't it?
Not his fault. One was his fault. But the first one that was thrown was not even close to his fault. The next one was a good play by the DB. DBs make plays. That's their job. They're playing the ball. Yes, it was on him. It was a bad read. The DB was just reading it better. But we're not. I don't understand the Dak slander. Like, the dude does not stink. Put any other quarterback in the city. Like, I understand Cooper Rush did good in the beginning of the season. Cool.
He's in the top half of the league.
He's a Pro Bowler.
For me, like.
No, he's not a Pro Bowler to me.
I know, but he could easily be a Pro Bowler if he didn't get hurt.
Due to his situation, though. But you put the other half in the league also. They're doing the same thing.
And that's another thing. You talk about like
so many damn picks and turnovers.
You talk about the old Cowboys and how many people they had. So you would agree that it's a whole different team this year, like dang near a different team. Like a lot of people are gone, like a lot of important pieces.
No, I'd say it's obviously
with the Derek Carr
worse.
thing and the Raiders. You have to readjust, and they're going to, and they're still on. They're gonna win it. No, not going to win the division. I'm sorry, but they already clinched playoffs. Like you're readjusting in one season, and you're still making strides.
They have a chance.
You're not gonna win a division, but you still. I mean, yeah, even that they still have a chance at division by all 2 games, like 1 or 2 games, and they're still gonna go to the playoffs.
I know, but you're looking at Dak's stats this year, like compared to last year, with that whole change thing.
Well, he was injured.
When they asked Dak to do more, he doesn't live up to it.
I think in the end, Lane Johnson's a bigger loss. In the playoffs, maybe not. Yeah. But going to the playoffs, I'd say maybe Lane Johnson's a bigger loss. than Hurts is, just because Minshew is a veteran in a way, and he does know what to do. I mean, he was decent for some terrible Jaguars teams. Like, let's be honest, he wasn't terrible. And the only reason he got thrown out of there was because they had the number 1 overall
They
pick,
brought
and
Nick Foles.
Jesus was coming out of the draft that year.
Lord.
So Minshew's probably maybe the best backup in the league, you could say, in terms of not everyone's getting benched and stuff. I get it, but like, I don't know. I mean, the Eagles are well built. I think Hurts would have gotten them 6 more points at the end of the day, but I don't know. I could also see the Cowboys winning that with Hurts.
26 versus 34. 6 more points. 26 versus freaking 34. He's saying he's going to get what?
Well, he's more mobile. He's more mobile. He can run.
Yeah, he's more mobile. That
Bro, the game would have been different. They would have controlled the clock
game would have
more.
been different because it would have been a different style play, but they would have had it. If anything, that's probably why Minshew had his way. They didn't. I mean, yeah, they had the report that Minshew was probably going to play, but they had to probably switch that game plan up at halfway through that week because I mean,
it came out Wednesday.
Hurts.
Wednesday that Minshew was playing.
Yeah, you was ready for Hurts.
Exactly.
Like, that's the only reason why he got his way. You know it happens. You game plan for a different guy, and stuff happens. You got to prepare, of course. The NFL, they probably were prepared to an extent. But when you said that, when they say Hurts still had a chance to play the game, then they had to be ready. They had to game plan what Hurts was going to do. And that's his option to manipulate Micah. That's it. Extend the play. Roll out.
But once they found out that he wasn't playing, don't you think it was kind of easier?
Short week, Saturday. Not necessarily. It's a different guy.
I think it's kind of easier. You don't have to really focus on too much of him escaping the pocket and running, or even worry about the option like that.
Still a different guy, different tendencies. The Eagles are going to run their playbook. It just wasn't the same guy. I mean, you don't know what Minshew was going to do. You don't know what Minshew
without Hurts.
That was his first start.
I mean,
this year.
Without Hurts. With Hurts, they're the first to third best running team in the league in terms of yardage. Without Hurts, though, you just have Miles Sanders, and where would you put that in the league? I'd say probably
15th.
Maybe
bang average.
Maybe closer to the bottom half.
Didn't Sanders make the Pro Bowl? Or
when?
Was he a snub? I think he was a snub. But
no, I mean this year he's actually
about the Eagles. Like, we're not gonna act like their last couple of games, bro. Like come on, that's just not it.
Yeah, I mean,
like, you're talking about the teams that they struggled like badly with.
Colts
putting points on the board.
Jalen Hurts has the second most rushing touchdowns in the league.
Who's one? If you say Fields, I'm gonna shoot you.
No. I'm talking about among running backs and quarterbacks. He's
second. Okay. I just the Eagles have hit.
Please.
Elliott.
Well, Elliott, that contract kicks in. I think Elliott gets released after the season, to be honest. But I mean, the Eagles have hit a dead point, kind of like they kind of.
They're not putting crazy points. Like, I'm sorry, the Giants. Yes, the Giants got slandered, but and then before that, you had the Titans 35-10, and that was the AJ Brown show. But the Packers, they narrowly escaped. Colts, they narrowly escaped. They lost to us. They narrowly escaped the Texans. I mean, bro, and then even the Bears. The Bears game wasn't even.
29-17. How was that barely escaping?
Bro, and again,
29-7. But did you watch the Texans game?
They lost Jalen Hurts not early in that game, but in the third quarter, bro. Come on now.
Which game? The Bears?
The Bears game.
No, but what'd you say? The Texans 29-17. Did you watch that game? The Texans had their number.
Bro, they're
That's
down
why
by
low-key for everybody going into the Washington game, a lot of people were picking Washington just because of the way the Eagles played.
I had Washington winning that game along with a lot of people.
And what were those trends?
I wanted Washington to win, obviously.
And what was the reason why you said Washington was going to beat Philly after you watched that Texans game? What was your reason?
No, it had nothing to do with the Texans game. It's not because of how they played with the Texans game. I just thought the matchup favored the Washington Commanders.
I can tell you the reason, David.
There's no reason?
David, I can tell you the reason.
I just thought the matchups basically favored Washington Commanders. That's why.
The reason is
I got it from other people. I didn't just come up with it on my own. Other sports podcasts and stuff made me realize, okay, maybe that's actually going to happen this week. So
Ross has bills to pay, and he need to make some money, so he did it.
Bro, here was my trend line to why I felt pretty comfortable with Washington going in to beat Philly. And it all came from the Texans game. The Texans game, that's Washington used that film to the max.
Yeah, the Eagles have been
Their
on
pass
fire lately.
protection against the Texans was god awful. I'm not gonna lie, it was terrible.
Bro.
And the Texans had a sustainable running game against them. Those I don't know what it was. You guys say, yeah, Philly has one of the best rushing defense. But that point in the season, it sure was not. The Texans
Also,
were able to have a good running game in that
yeah.
game, and that's what was making their DBs even fold.
Bro,
If
hold
you can't
on.
stop the run, how you gonna stop the pass? Like
Hold on a
it all
second.
starts with one. It's a motion.
Hold on. Before, even if they weren't the best run defense in the league at that point, they just went through Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, and Pollard. And guess where they're sitting right now in the league? Number one.
The whole
This went
daggone division played the same dudes, except for the Cowboys. They didn't play Derrick Henry. Jonathan Taylor, bro, don't even say his name right now this year. I love him, but he's not that guy this year.
I get it, but they just versed all those running backs like in a row. Like that's like in a row. And they're sitting at number one in the league right now.
You daggone right. And they barely
They
beat the
fucking
Colts,
good.
barely beat the Packers. The Titans, they won that game because of straight AJ Brown. I mean, come on, 3 tutties,
They
straight.
put up 40 points. Like that's pretty damn good.
Like,
Yeah,
bro,
that was. I mean,
slaughtered the
AJ Brown.
Titans.
AJ Brown got the Titans GM fired, and he
They
had 4 years left
slaughtered
on his
the
contract.
Titans. They slaughtered the Giants. They beat the Bears. Okay, you're allowed a 5-point game, man. Come on.
bro,
And
so
they
you just don't
obviously we
see it.
know they
You
would
really
have
don't
won the
see their
Cowboys.
folding. I'm telling you, the Eagles, they might even experience a first round exit if this
Bro,
keeps up.
like what the?
I'm not kidding. If this keeps up, they might experience
Who's the
a
best team in
first
the league
round
then?
exit.
Who's
Who's
the
the best team in the
Who's the
league?
best team to you?
Chiefs.
Chiefs? Okay, perfect.
No,
'Cause
no,
they
no,
just went to
but
overtime with the fucking Texans, and wait, they
no,
just
I'm
went
talking
to
about in the
Man, you
NFC
can
overtime.
though.
talk away.
Who's the best team to
The
you in the
best team in the
NFC?
NFC. Like, is that even a question? Like right now? But
Dude,
they're
but
falling.
that's
The
the
best Eagles
dude.
are the best team in the NFC.
No,
Clearly, they only have 2
a
losses.
record doesn't make them the best though.
No, look
Things
at this.
happen.
You're
Games
talking
get
about like
I'd say
the games.
49ers.
I
You're
think the
talking
Rams.
about the games
You
that
know
were
what?
so close. You talk.
I
Look, the Chiefs literally
That's been
could
on
have
my
lost to
mind
the
a lot.
Texans. The Chiefs
You're right,
lost
bro.
to the Bengals. The Broncos almost beat them. It was a back and forth game the whole time. They lost by 1 possession. They didn't slaughter the Rams with nobody. They almost lost to the Chargers.
Top 3 teams in the
Same
league,
thing.
bro.
The
Chiefs,
Titans
Bills,
almost
Eagles.
beat them.
Top 3
I
teams in the league is Chiefs, Bills, Eagles, and now 49. Now that you said 49, I'm not even gonna forget. Like they've been on my head the past 2-3 weeks because of how they've been playing. The 49ers can dang near if 49ers were to match up with the Eagles this week, they're beating them. They are beating them. I guarantee that.
all right. So I'll end this by saying the Cowboys said a win is a win. So that's
Honestly, I
You
mean,
can take it.
no
You're
matter
daggone
how
right.
I
That's the
no matter
job.
how I feel about it, it's the truth. I mean, they did win, and there's nothing you could do about it. All you could do is
As
just
expected.
wait to see
Yeah.
if they play in the playoffs, and then
You're right. And the Eagles, they better like put some. They better
Listen.
shut the Saints down. They better shut the
They-
Saints down this week.
They won as
better.
expected. They did not execute as expected.
No, they better shut the Saints down, or it's just gonna open my mouth again. That's all I got to say.
And this is gonna go even better.
I got a lot on Carr. I got a
Paul, you go first because you have
All right. So Derek Carr, really, he loves the Raiders, and he'll always love the Raiders, and the Raiders are his team. Sometimes things run its course. I think this has ran its course. I understand there's years to go on that contract. There's a lot of money, but I think it's honestly time for both sides to just part. I think it'll be good for his career. I think the Raiders don't know they need to rebuild, but they need to rebuild. It's not good because Josh Jacobs has kind of found himself this year in a way. Devontae Adams they traded for. I mean, Waller's been hurt. When he's healthy, he's good, but he's not been healthy the last 2 years. And they just paid him 3 years, $51 million. And he signed with an option for 2024. He signed, I think, through age 35 season. 35-year-olds tight ends don't usually work. You don't get Tony Gonzalez's every year. And I honestly, though, think at the end of the day that you need to fire Josh McDaniels. grown man making 35 million, I think, just went up on stage and started crying, defending you, and you turn around and you bench him. That loses a locker room, especially the leader of the locker room you bench. And now he's not even showing up in the building anymore. That loses a locker room quicker than anything I think ever would. I mean, Nathaniel Hackett didn't even do that, for goodness sakes. And he did a lot of things wrong. Denzel Perryman had a career year. He's leaving in free agency. He's already done for the year. He said, I'm not coming in. That was before Carr got benched. Well, it was out to the media. Maybe they knew Carr was getting benched. Chandler Jones has been and especially after last season, Henry Ruggs incident. Your quarterback with the emails. Your head coach with Gruden with all the email stuff, right? With the Redskins. And
didn't they have Antonio Brown too?
No, that was a couple years ago. That's
still in this. That's the same.
That's still Gruden era.
Yeah.
So Ruggs, you got the whole Ruggs thing. You got the whole Gruden thing. You get Rich Biscaya to come in and be your whatchamacallit. You go to the playoffs. You make the playoffs with all this happening, and you only lose by 5 or 6 to the Bengals. Then you go trade for Adams. And this is what happens. I think it's time. Carr moves on. Raiders move on. Maybe they keep Adams. Maybe they keep Jacobs. 2 pretty good people to start a rebuild with, I'd say. You maybe can't get better than that, honestly. Or Jacobs, they could leave in free agency because they didn't pick up his option. Or they have, I think they still can, but they haven't yet. I think it's time. Hunter Renfro's regressed. He hasn't done anything. Darren Waller can't stay healthy. Everyone's running into each other. The offensive line is. I mean, Jacobs had a good year, but Derek Carr's thrown 14 picks, which is a career high. He's had career lows pretty much in every stat. I don't know what the hurries and the pressures and the sack numbers are, but they can't be great because Derek Carr is better than that. He's maybe not elite.
The sacks are good. He got sacked 40 times last year. He got sacked 27 so far this year.
Okay. He's better than that. He's not elite. I'd say he's on the lower end of elite, to be honest with you, because we all forget he went 13-3 a couple years ago, and if he didn't get hurt, the Raiders were Super Bowl contenders that year.
Oh yeah, that was in year 2016.
Yep. Yeah, that was his second or third year. I think
they went 12-4 actually.
12-4. Okay.
Yep.
He got hurt. He got hurt, and he missed the playoff game.
Second to last game of the season.
Against the Texans, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And the Texans were 9-7, bro, and they ended up beating them.
People forget they were a Super Bowl contender that year with Derek Carr. I mean, he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, the Texans didn't even have J.J. Watt. That was the year that he was hurt.
Yeah,
so like that it was lined up pretty well for them.
This is what you do. This is what you do to your franchise quarterback. First year head coach. Dude's been in the building less than a year. This quarterback changed your franchise. You sucked. You had Russell, and then you had Jason Campbell, and then you had a bunch of who cares. You had some bald guy, I think, Bruce Grabkowski. It was like, who gives a crap? You draft Carr in the second round. Round pick.
I like Bruce.
Yeah, well, you're the only one.
I like the Bruce.
Bruce's parents are sad at his career. All right.
I don't think him and Dak are that different at all.
He's better than this, and he's been there. He changed your franchise. Honestly, without him, I don't think you leave Oakland because you're not relevant enough to go to Vegas.
What did he just say?
Yeah, we'll get to that, David.
What did he say?
I don't know.
I will have to disagree. I ain't going.
That was the craziest statement.
I would have to because I'd definitely rather take Dak over Carr. I'm not gonna lie.
So where's Carr in the league? Bottom half? Because we just put
right now, yes.
We just put what's his face? Dak right there.
No, Dak's top half.
Who said he was bottom?
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, he's top half. Don't get it twisted.
I mean, if Dak had Devontae Adams, come on, that's my thing.
If they had Devontae Adams, that's just absolutely insane compared to what they already got.
They'll kill Washington twice a year, kill New York twice a year, kill Philly twice a year. Like you're not winning.
I think it's time everyone moves on.
The team he's on, bro.
I say the same thing.
We're talking about a Raiders team who is always bottom half of the league on defense. Currently, they're 24, 27th, all bad numbers on defense. Okay.
Yeah.
He's never had a fucking defense. He's got obviously some pretty damn good weapons on offense. Still doesn't have an amazing line, and that's also aging. And we're gonna talk about Dak Prescott's perfect situation that he has all the time, and it's still pretty damn good because now you got Schultz, you
Well,
got
Brady-
Powell who emerged,
They're moving
you
away
got
from Schultz.
Gallup, and you got fucking CD. You have plenty of targets still.
But I mean,
Still
you
a
could
pretty
talk
I
about
think
it.
he's a true number one.
Brady in, I mean, you could say Brady in Tampa, other than this year maybe, but Brady in New England always had 2 or 3
Mediocre receivers.
No, well, he always had 2 or 3 Pro Bowl linemen. Always.
Yeah, you're right. With
He
mediocre
did always
receivers.
have that. I mean, if at the end of the day he had 2 or 3 Pro Bowl linemen, Matt Light to David Andrews to Shaq Mason. I mean, it goes on and on with
How many
their
times have the Raiders been to the playoffs since Dak's been there?
What?
when did Dak get there? 15?
Twice.
Dak got there in 14.
14. So I
Twice.
want to say twice.
They
Yeah.
were complete dog shit. Yeah, they were really dog shit. They went 12-3 one year. They went 10-7 last year.
How do you go 12-3?
12-4.
No, I'm just looking at Dak's record.
Oh, like when Dak played. I got you.
Yeah. No, I'm staring at Dak's and Derek Carr's stats. If you're wondering, they have 22 touchdowns. Sorry, that Carr has 24 touchdowns to 14 interceptions,
They benched him.
And-
He's got 24 touchdowns.
and Prescott has 22 to 14. If you're wondering,
So wait a minute. You
with
bench
yeah.
you bench your captain who has 24 touchdown passes for Jared Stidham.
Yeah, 24 touchdown passes to
And
14 interceptions.
you-
I want to
Better
know
than
what
Prescott.
What did Carr do behind the scenes to deserve? Like what? But like, what did he do? You
I mean, bro,
bench
I'm
your
not gonna lie.
franchise.
The video that we posted on TikTok about Darren Waller, I got a lot of Raiders fans that commented, and a few of them said that they actually wanted to move on from Carr. That was actually before he got benched. Like I was wondering why.
Because
But a
they
lot of them
forget.
let him
Literally,
out.
this is last year. Like last year and Dak's last year. They both had 68.7%. All right. They both Derek had more yardage by about 400. Dak had 37 touchdown passes to 10 interceptions, which is his best year by far, obviously. And
Yeah, last year he was in the
Carr,
MVP race.
he had 25 to 14. So the only difference was the touchdown passes because the QBR is the same with a much worse team.
And you would think adding Adams would fix that, but it has. Adding your best friend would fix that. And Adams
You're not gonna win more games just because you added a wide receiver if your defense is still shit. We have to.
Yeah.
Where the hell are they playing? They're playing in the most offensive division that we've ever seen. It's the weapons in that league are fucking stupid. You had the Chargers. You had all 3 teams trying to answer the Chiefs this year in different ways, right? We added a quarterback in Denver, shit the bed, obviously. We added a wide receiver on offense, and Chandler Jones, I guess, aging for the Raiders, and then we added fucking Khalil Mack, and who else did the Chargers get to answer fucking
half the league, I think, didn't they?
I don't know. I forgot who else. They made a lot of moves.
Yeah.
But the Raiders looked better last year than they do.
I know that. I think
this
their
year
defense is even
with
worse.
adding Devontae though. So like what?
I
think
bro,
you got. I
don't
look at it from like a more realistic standpoint. Okay, what you were saying? What has Derek Carr done to that team? You're right, and me being a football player as well. And Q, you can also agree with me on this, bro. The game it gets emotional. You go an emotional attachment to the team. So like a lot of guys are gonna rally with you. But the problem with the NFL is it is sadly a business.
Yeah.
They could care less about him standing on that stage crying. And when I watch those interviews, it happened twice that I've seen it happen. It hurts me to watch because I'm like, man, this is a guy who really cares. It's a quarterback, you know what I'm saying? But the NFL doesn't care. It's a business. One of y'all help me with this? When was that contract extension they just gave him? When was that?
A year ago, 2 years ago.
That was a year ago. That was a 3-year contract extension. So now you're gonna look at it from a business standpoint as well too. Are you really gonna? You're just throwing money out the window right now,
That's
and
what the
now
Raiders always do.
you're potentially about to maybe lose a future Hall of Fame receiver because he's not happy with this decision. But he's still a realistic guy. He said, I mean, it happens to run his course, but he's not gonna want to stay there. And his best friend, like you
As-
said, is not the quarterback. And another thing, all this nonsense that's happened with the Raiders organization, even with John Gruden, like the team, I don't even know for the life of me. I don't even know how they made the playoffs last year. I don't know how you're able to focus at all. There's just so much nonsense going around in that organization that how can they ever even focus on football? On top of that, the last thing they want to do is make another coach change.
Yeah.
Like when you don't want to, the players don't know who to trust. Now
That's
you're
true.
putting Stidham under the center. Why? I don't know what you think that's gonna accomplish, but hey,
Nothing.
good
It's gonna
luck.
accomplish nothing.
McDaniel's literally only doing that because that was his guy in New England. They all just came
Yeah.
over. So whatever, they're gonna try that and they're gonna get crushed. So they're gonna throw this season away. But like I said, they don't know who to trust on that team. So going into next year, no, I say they need to keep McDaniel and he needs to fix this.
He's not
Derek
fixing
Carr,
anything.
Derek Carr, I mean, with a 3-year contract extension, so you just play the first year on that extension.
I think
You,
I mean they're gonna
like,
try and trade him. And I honestly don't see teams giving up much because they know the Raiders have kind
oh,
of pigeonholed themselves.
oh, buddy, teams are gonna go for him.
Yeah, but I don't
I
think
honestly
I don't
believe.
they're gonna absolutely, but I don't think they're gonna give up what the Raiders want because they know the Raiders have screwed themselves. They've backed themselves into a corner
But
now.
what are the Raiders gonna do? What are the Raiders looking at right now for a draft pick? What can
Uh
they get a good quarterback early?
I
And
mean,
even
if you
that, how
trade
many
up,
good quarterbacks do we got going into the draft this year
Bryce Young's
that can
number 2
help
right now.
that? Yeah, but the Raiders are not getting the number 2 pick, and they sure not
I
going to
know.
trade for it because the team who needs it.
I
Needs it.
I mean, yeah, that's what I mean though. They've kind of screwed themselves.
Like
They
I
need
said,
to rebuild and they don't know it.
they need to rebuild, but they got to do it smart because
What are
at
you
this
gonna
point,
do? Like they don't have a bad roster. Like they have a lot of pieces.
But it's not
that's why
working.
I'm telling you, it's
No,
not
it's
working.
not
They don't
working.
trust.
It's
They
not
don't. They're
about
not.
not working. If they were in the fucking AFC South, it would be fine. But look who the
But
fuck
they're
they're
not.
playing
So that's
against.
why that's
Bro,
why.
it doesn't matter.
I know,
The
but what do you want
everything
a
is.
team to do when they can beat other 50% of the league, but can't
Bro,
beat the three other
If you can't
divisions?
make the playoffs,
you
it's not
have the
working.
best players on your team. You gotta buy in.
I
Bro, they
mean,
only got like 6 wins, right?
Yeah, they got
Like
six
six
wins.
wins. Like, bro, it's nothing crazy. Like the players they gotta buy in every week. You don't know. You really don't know what to expect from this team. Now I understand the reason why they really just benched Derek Carr because he threw the game away against Pittsburgh. I mean, they had one last chance. The second play, you got picked off.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's
So,
also
but then again,
let's
also like I agree with you what you said over the defense. The defense really put them in that hole anyways. No
well,
way they took that ball down the
if
field
you're
like that and still
listen,
gave any tutty.
do we agree that Carr is the worst quarterback in that division? I
yeah,
forget like Russell
In
Wilson
that
coming
yeah.
into
division?
this year.
Cool.
Oh,
Whoa, right
whoa,
now?
whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
coming.
whoa,
I
whoa.
said Russell coming into this year. Is Dak the worst quarterback in the division?
You mean Carr? Carr.
Before
You said before?
before
Yeah,
Wilson play?
before coming into the season,
Heck
who's the
no.
worst quarterback?
They had Drew
Still
Lock.
because I
What? No,
oh
They
yeah,
had Drew
Drew
no,
Lock.
Lock
no,
was
no.
the
Like no,
starter.
No,
because
after
Russell
the
was on the
trade, but before the
yes,
season
Russell
started.
was on the team coming into the season. I'm saying before the
Oh,
season started.
Honest to
Who
God,
was the worst quarterback?
The Seahawks made playoffs last year?
Holy shit!
no.
Listen, who was the
I
worst
don't know,
quarterback
man.
coming into the season, like day one, in this division?
I mean, I'd have to say Carr. Now Russell has been
everybody would
worse.
say Carr.
Carr,
He's
probably
Unless you
Carr.
watch Wilson close. But Rob, you
Okay,
and me both watched a lot of Wilson games last year, bro. There's no
okay.
way. I don't know. I really was hating that dude. Like, come
Listen,
on.
if you have the worst quarterback in your division, he's not a bad quarterback, but you have the worst quarterback in your division. You better have at least the best defense in the division. Not only do they not have it, they have the worst defense in the fucking division,
well,
probably.
they've tried. I mean, Jonathan Abram, that worked.
I don't care about
They
Brian.
released him. Damon
Here's
Arnett
here's
got
the other
arrested for
thing.
guns.
Listen, here's the other thing.
They had
They lost to the Steelers
He's
by
gone,
3.
I think.
They lost to the Steelers by 3. They lost to the Rams by 1. They lost to the Colts by 5. Jaguars by 7. And Chiefs they lost by 1. Titans, they lost by 2. Everything's one possession game within a couple of points.
So why bench him?
I don't know. But here's the
Exactly.
thing, though. If you looked at the Vikings last season, if you want to go look at how many one possession games there were,
Yeah, they lost a bunch of them.
every single game they lost was a one possession game.
Yeah,
And
but
then
Now this year they're winning though.
yeah, it's the same
but
thing.
the Vikings had a better defense though already. Like that's the thing.
No, they're not that great. They're better than the Raiders.
But
yeah.
but last year, so if we're saying the Raiders are next year's Vikings, last year's Vikings had a better defense. I know, I'm just saying. But like
Yeah,
it's not
if you want to know where the Vikings defense is, it's dead last in the league this year.
that doesn't shock me. I mean, what they gave up 40 to someone, and then they gave up a bunch to the Eagles.
Listen, man, they give up 417 yards a game. That's second to last in the league. Passing yards is the worst in the league. Rushing, they're 20th in the league. Total points, they're 4th worst in the league.
The thing
Third
is,
down, they're actually pretty good. But
Justin Jefferson, I guess he's that good. He can. I mean, him, Cousins, Cook, Osborne, Hawkinson had a great game.
Look who you're playing in your fucking division. That's the difference.
But that's what I mean. You got to build for the division, and the Raiders haven't done that. Before you can beat someone else, you have to beat your division. That you just have to, because you got to get to the playoffs. That's how you get to the playoffs. You beat your division.
Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers now, and Goff are probably all worse than all 4 of the quarterbacks in the other division. So I feel bad for the Raiders because I don't even think it's really much their fault. If they were in a different division, they'd be doing a lot better, I think.
But they're not. So they need to build for their division.
Wait. Can you say that again? You said Kirk, Fields, Goff, and Aaron Rodgers are worse than who?
Now, I said all of them are probably. I mean, I'm not talking. I'm talking about Russell Wilson being the player that we know, not who he is right now. Because obviously
he has an office, by the way. He has an office. That was part of the trade. He got an office in the Broncos thing.
I'm saying those all quarterbacks that are probably worse than I'd rather take Herbert. I'd rather take Russell Wilson coming into the season. I'd rather take Mahomes, and Derek's right there with all of them. He's in the same class.
The thing is, they've tried. Look at their first round picks. Look at what they've had to. I mean, Arnett gone, Abram gone, Leatherwood gone, Henry Ruggs gone.
You can't fix this. You can't fix this. There's never been a 4-way. All these teams.
It's a GM problem.
Powers.
No, but they need to build for their division, and they haven't done that. They built for the league.
It's a GM problem. Maybe we could say it's a GM problem because
they fired the.
It said that. I hope they did.
They're going to be going through a lot of GMs.
No way you just lost that many draft picks. First round.
Oh yeah, no, their GM who drafted all those guys is gone. Martin May. Who is it? It's not Martin Mayhew. Who was it? They hired an NFL Network guy along with Gruden to be the GM. Every first round pick I think he's drafted, other than, and that it goes back to Carl Joseph at safety, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it goes back to Carl Joseph. Every other person except Jacobs is gone. Like their first round draft picks have been just terrible. Ruggs, unfortunate. Leatherwood was released. He was drafted in 2019, I want to say. He was released at the end of training camp. Arnett got arrested for guns. You could see it. He had character problems in college. Let's take him with the 19th pick. Trayvon Mullen, gone.
Yeah, how has Leatherwood
Cowboys
been?
now, actually.
He's been on the Bears. I think he's played a couple games. Who cares?
How has Leatherwood been?
He's been on the Bears. He's played a couple games. Who cares?
Who?
Alex Leatherwood.
He's already gone?
Yeah, he was gone at the end of training camp. He was part of final roster cuts. Yeah.
Arnett gone. Ruggs really gone.
Yeah.
Abram gone. Jacobs is there. Farrell.
He's going to get gone. Farrell's on special teams. 3rd overall pick. He's on special teams. Because Max Crosby, the 3rd round pick's better. I mean,
11 and 12, which is when when Derek got there. They did DJ Hayden, who was good.
No, he wasn't.
I think he was pretty good. He was pretty good. He wasn't, he wasn't shit.
He was a slot guy who was terrible. He ended up on the Browns because they cut him.
They got Khalil, they got Amari, and then
gone.
They got Joseph, and then no one.
Yeah, it's Carl Joseph played well, and they were like, "We don't want you." And then he came back. He played well again. We don't want you. I don't know what they're doing. They haven't. And then they're gonna say, "Well, we're benching the quarterback."
Yeah, they haven't hit on shit.
Like, what is the plan here? Let's bench him because we want to throw Stidham, see what he has. You know what he has. He's gonna suck. He's not gonna do anything that's better than Carr. Carr's worst is better than Stidham's best.
I think Carr should be out of there because they're gonna need.
I do as well.
They're gonna need a lot of miracles to happen.
Carr
They're gonna
loves
have to give up a lot to get a good quarterback. Then
Carr loves the Raiders, but the Raiders don't love him, even though they paid him. They don't. It's Ross. You were here for it's the John Collins thing. The Hawks paid him. They don't love him. Raiders paid him because they had to. They don't love him though.
All right, so let me ask this: with the quarterback situation in Washington, and then of course Ross just not liking Daniel Jones, would y'all take Carr?
Yeah.
Oh, I take Carr on my team.
Yeah. David?
He doesn't turn the ball over. He is a very good deep arm.
Well, here's the problem with Washington and when it comes to quarterback situations. We don't see the quarterback's true potential because our O-line is that bad. Like, I'm just being honest.
We've had like 18 different
that
combinations.
comes to Washington, you can't see the full potential because they're running for their lives. Like, I'm just being honest.
He's not wrong.
Wentz did not have that bad of a year in Indianapolis. He really actually threw one of the fewest picks on the season last year. Then he comes to Washington and is getting hit every play, throwing stupid passes. Like, he just doesn't want to move anymore. I don't hate Derek Carr, but I could just see him coming to Washington. He would have to become an improviser. That would have to be his, like, that's the kind of style quarterback Washington needs because I don't know, for the life of me, I don't know why they can't get a good O-line to come together. It doesn't make any sense.
Everyone gets hurt, always.
Like, even when they're all there, they're still mediocre. Like, we drafted guys and it's like
Sheriff
we had
gone.
one game with them. Like,
Williams
you know
gone.
what I'm saying?
So you would rather keep Wentz?
Not for the money.
I would take Derek Carr. Nah, the only reason I'll take Derek Carr because he can still move a little bit, and Wentz just doesn't want to run anymore. When it's so stupid because I'm sorry, you can't be just a pocket passer playing in Washington. You have to move. You have to have good pocket awareness. Wentz does not have that at all. So that's why I would take Derek Carr because I mean he's on his toes every time.
Well, we're talking about Wentz.
Yeah.
Are you happy he's back and Heineke is back to the bench?
No. No. Like that was the biggest mistake Washington has ever made. I'm sorry. Washington made a huge mistake this season. And I want to be wrong, but I believe they just threw the season away. There's no way you're gonna bench the guy who gave us a chance to make the playoffs, and put back in the guy who was, not getting the job done, barely could score, throwing games away. You bench Heineke because what? He accounted for about 2 to 3 turnovers in the game. Now I know a lot of teams do that when that happens, but like I said, it's not only Heineke. I mean, the pressure was like that. You're going against Nick Bosa. You're going against Nick Bosa. This is really why, and it's always been an edge rusher. The past 2 weeks has been an edge rusher that has gotten the best of Heineke. Is that his fault when it's blindside? Like, can they really look at the full picture? Blindside, you pay a left tackle a lot of money to do his job because he is protecting the quarterback's life. You get hit blindside, you can be knocked out. I'm just being honest.
Joe Theismann had his leg broken.
Exactly. Like, Charles Leno has had poor play. I don't know how they don't see it. He's had poor play. He's not protecting the quarterback. At this point, it doesn't matter who you put in that pocket. If you can't protect blindside, how can the quarterback be comfortable to stay in the pocket and make a pass? Especially when you had Nick Bosa coming at you and Kayvon Thibodeau. Like, this week, Washington is going against Clowney and Myles Garrett. You just bench the quarterback who can run and get away from pressure like that and improvise. for a quarterback who can't move anymore with terrible protection. In what world does that give you the best chance to make the playoffs? The Browns said it on an interview. They're going to give Washington hell. That's what they said. That is literally what they said on the interview. They're going to give Washington hell. And they very well could. I told you last week, Washington could have a breakout game. He really can. He can have a breakout game this year against us because of what we struggle against. Running quarterbacks. If he wants to use his legs and steps into those holes. But the offense is going to struggle. They're going to struggle. I don't know how to look at it. And everybody's beat up. And you think Carson Wentz gives us the best chance.
So basically what you're saying is that trade was pretty much a bust then at that point.
Yes. It was a waste of money.
I thought so too. I'm not going to lie. When it first happened, I was not happy about it at all.
I don't think much people were happy about. People want to give Taylor Heineke a bunch of slander, but what did I say? The team rallies around him. That's what gives us like the push to win games. Yeah, we're probably averaging an all-time low in points right now. I'm not gonna lie, but we were finding ways to win games. So why sit that down because of one bad game?
I feel like it's a trend around the league. I feel like a lot of quarterbacks this year.
It's that business thing again.
It's just dumb to me. Like, I don't see how you expect. It's like the NFL needs to relax from that. Like the front offices, the teams need to relax. They gotta remember how football is played. Some of these guys in front office have no type of attachment.
Well, they just look at they just look at numbers.
They just look at numbers. They don't even know how it actually works on the field. Like, oh, let's just put this guy in there to work. No. You got to rally around dudes. When Carson Wentz is in, he doesn't even hit McLaurin.
That's what I wanted to say.
Like, what? Yeah. He doesn't even target our best receiver, reliable, wins the 50-50 balls. Who are you throwing to?
Yeah.
Look at the games we won. Who made a huge play? McLaurin, Packers, Colts. All right, bro. Yeah, the one time he wanted to do it in the Jacksonville game, what happened? We win. He makes the play. You got to give the ball to the guy who makes the play. John Dodson, bro, he's a rookie. Yes, he's great, but cool out, bro. We're not going to use him the whole time when we got a better receiver.
We're paying a lot.
Yeah, like we just gave this man bread. He deserves it. But you're going to put in a quarterback who doesn't even target him that much. How does this give you the best chance to win? Washington is going to lose out at this rate. They're going to lose out. And then that's going
to boot us right out.
I don't even think it. I think. Did you look at their stats this year for both of them?
Yeah, they're not very different. But
very different. One has 259 attempts.
David, your microphone's exploding.
One of them has 260 attempts. The other has 250. One has 161 completions. The other 156. They both have an identical 62.2 percentage.
And you know what that comes with? The play calling. When Wentz was in the beginning of the season, did you see how many attempts he had in those first couple games?
No, but like they have beyond identical stats. Like
I know that, but like
it's also inconsistency. Like they didn't play a whole season,
and 11-6 interception to touchdown.
One had more attempts in a short amount of time before he got benched. If you look at all the games Heineke played, it's not that many attempts like what a quarterback should be throwing. They really try to limit the amount of times he throws the ball. And I don't even think he's a bad passer. Sometimes, bro, you gotta throw the rock. Now Washington has made themselves into a dominant run team because they have no choice. You have Brian Robinson, who is a tank. You have Antonio Gibson, who I still see as more of a receiving back, but
I really like Antonio Gibson. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like him more than Robinson. Robinson is good though. Don't get it twisted. I like him, but I kind of like Antonio Gibson more than Robinson.
I mean, you can talk to that, but Robinson, we got ourselves a true running back, especially in his rookie year, running like that. He's gonna get way better.
He's tough. He's definitely tough.
We'll see like his second year how that goes, but Antonio Gibson, he definitely took a decline from his first year. I ain't gonna hold you. He took a fat decline. and that's because he was a receiver. Like for a receiver being turned into a running back, his first year was actually very good. I don't know what happened to him his second year. Brian Robinson, because he's always been a back, and the way his style is, he's just like that's gonna. I'm sorry, like I love AG to an extent, but if I'm being realistic, I don't know how his future in Washington. I couldn't tell you. I don't know his future in Washington. He's playing his last year on his rookie contract.
Yeah, or next year's his last year.
Yeah, so you understand when he is free agency, there's teams are gonna be calling. There's already a lot of teams that really want him. Like he just fits their style. So I mean, we'll see. But for the Wentz thing, yeah, Washington made a huge mistake. They should have never done that. And now the team, I bet you the locker room is split right now, or I hope it's not split, but don't know who to trust.
So all in all, I don't agree with Dak being benched. Jesus Christ, Carr being benched at all, and I don't really even think it matters with Washington, honestly.
It does. I mean, can't have this going to the playoffs if we did make it.
Q, your time to shine.
All right, Quentin. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta go, so we kind of gotta hurry up.
All right,
It's
bet.
taking a lot longer than I thought it would.
All right, so Sauce versus Tariq Woolen. So these two, like obviously, like everybody knows, no shock. They're the two top rookie corners, and actually like just the two top corners in the league in general right now. Sauce, he has like 16 pass deflections. He leads the league in pass deflections with 16. And then Woolen, he has 14. So he's in fourth place. But where Woolen outshines him, he has 6 picks and he's tied for first place. So I think that's pretty cool. They're both 6'3" and 6'4". Like they're huge corners. And then what else? What else do I got? In terms of one thing I like about them, they come from obviously like FBS schools. Like they're still like major Division I FBS, but they're the smaller schools like Cincinnati and then UTSA. So I think that's also pretty cool. Like they don't have to come from Bama and LSU and places like that. Like they're shining from those smaller D1 schools, and I think it's really cool. And they both earned a spot on a Pro Bowl roster. So.
I mean, Cincinnati. I mean, they kind of proven to everybody that they're a dominant team. I mean, when you win that many games 2 years in a row, plus play in the championship, the college football playoffs. I mean, if you want to be realistic, Sauce he's coming probably from a more dominant program that probably can take on a lot more, especially playing Alabama. But Tariq Woolen, I'm not gonna lie, that I didn't realize how great of a season he was having. Like this, especially coming from UTS, that's a small school for real. Like we talking about major Division I football, like that's a smaller school. So the way he's playing, that's actually great to see, and he has a defensive touchdown. So he's making the most of it. Now the question I would ask you,
and for him to be 6'4", he runs a 4.2 compared to Sauce Gardner running a 4.4, which is still fast, but he runs a 4.2, like he's moving.
And that's 4.
That's what the league wants. Not like that's how they want their corners. They want lanky corners that can move. Now, if I had to ask you, if you had both these dudes on the same team, who was your number one though? Who, like, if you had to take one of these guys to go on head to head with Justin Jefferson, both of them is on your team, who do you trust more?
I mean, Gardner's the top pick.
I'm going with Tariq Woolen. Based off of what I've seen, Tariq Woolen has let up a touchdown. Gardner hasn't. But bro, come on now, like. You really think
corners is going to have
let up a touchdown in his career at all? I think he's going to get scored on. It happens. He's a corner.
Woolen has a safety also.
Regardless, I think Gardner has a safety too, though.
He does.
Yeah. So I really think Woolen I think he is going to pan out.
To not let anybody score on you this far in the season, and you always have the top receiver it's pretty insane.
Well, it's college and NFL.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. His career, like that's even crazier. Like that's pretty insane. I'm not gonna lie. I think Sauce. I give him the comparison that I will always continue to give him is Jalen Ramsey. They're like the same. It's like a prime. We're seeing another prime Jalen Ramsey, and he
Well, yeah, and then also another thing about Sauce is he's good on tackles, bro. At 65,
Jalen Ramsey.
yeah,
Like,
like you can tell that he's not afraid to stick his nose in there. So I think that's really good as a corner. I think like I don't think he should have that many as a corner,
not
but
at all.
the fact that he does, I think it's pretty impressive.
I
So
mean, for me, Woolen, like the Seahawks kind of went Richard Sherman with him in a way because he's a
mhm.
5th-round pick. Sherman's a 5th-round pick. Tall, lanky corner. Sherman's a tall, lanky corner. I mean, Woolen might be, in terms of fundamentals, he might be a bit better because he doesn't let up a big play and he still is able to get pass deflections and interceptions. And Sherman maybe would go a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I just look at him as a younger Richard Sherman for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
That's and then if what's his name, their safety could ever stay healthy, you could almost say since he's a big hitter, it's like Cam Chancellor in a way. And I think they're trying to just rebuild that. Like
Multiply.
But the thing I will say about Sherman though, that's different with Woolen. Sherman was more of like a cover 3 corner though.
yeah.
Whereas Woolen, he can cover.
Great zone corner.
Woolen can cover though. Like he
Yeah.
can
No, yeah.
Sherman is physical.
I think they kind of just thought, well, that's because the Seahawks kind of started this. I mean, Brandon Browner, long and lanky. Byron, who was it? Byron Maxwell? Was that? No. Was it Byron Maxwell? Long and lanky. Sherman, long and lanky. They like these long, lanky cornerbacks.
They just cover a lot of ground.
And I think they saw that with Woolen, and they went, he runs a 4.2. He's 6 foot 400 for a corner. I mean, it's like.
That was definitely a steal in the draft that they got because
bro, they stole on everyone. They had a hit on everything this year.
That's what Pete Carroll does. Well,
they
I mean, the draft
the
department, but
line in the draft.
For real, I'm telling you.
That's the rarest
with this situation, you got a guy that compares to Sauce, who was a top 5 pick, and he got picked in the 5th round. Like that's crazy.
I don't know what the Seahawks were hiding all this time, man.
They were waiting for Russell to leave.
Possibly.
I genuinely believe that. Because think about it. He spent his whole time bitching and moaning. I want an offensive line. And then what do? They trade him. What do? Find an offensive line. So All right. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to kind of just piggyback off of what you guys said because this was too hard for me to figure out who can make the playoff, how and why, and what's happening.
I would just pull up a picture of
pull up a picture and we could because the hardest picture to me right now is the NFC. It's the craziest look right now. It's 4 potential. It's 3 teams behind Washington, but it's still 4 teams fighting for 1 spot. That's what it is. And the question is, who's going to take it? Because I can tell you right now, the Giants are going to go. They're gone. They win this week, they're in. They play the Colts.
I know.
Look, I know. Yeah, I bet you do, huh?
I'm trying to make it to where we can see it all. All right. Well, here. So they've all clinched. And then I guess we'll just go in the hunt. Look at this. This is what I mean. This was way too difficult. When have you seen it to where only 7 or 8 teams are eliminated with 2 weeks to go? Like, I don't remember this ever happening. The Saints are on the bubble.
Let's just start. Let's just go AFC first.
All
right. You got the Bills who take home the division. All right. You got Miami up a game against the Pats and the Jets, who are sitting at both 7 and 8. They all verse each other. So Tua is out, or I think he's questionable. I don't even know if they're going to let him play.
He's not playing.
Exactly. So Miami versus the Patriots and then the Jets to finish the season. Patriots versus the Dolphins and the Bills. And the Jets versus the Seahawks and Miami. So
see, you've already lost me.
The AFC one, that one's tricky too. It's only because of that one division too. It's just that one division.
Yep.
But like, where did they come from?
The Steelers have not been eliminated.
That's what I mean.
Where did the Steelers come from, bro?
You tell
Their
me, but they
longest.
versed the Ravens. They versed the Ravens and the Browns without Lamar, possibly, and then the
But
struggling.
still, like just
In the beginning of the season, the Steelers took out the Bengals. Beginning of the season, so that was already one big divisional win.
on the
And
bubble. Look who's there.
I
Look
Nah,
who's
think
their quarterback.
I think the Titans are out. I think
I
they're
do as well.
7-9. They versed the Jaguars left, and I think the Jaguars are going to win.
Well, their starting quarterback is now Dobbs and Malik
Jaguars
Willis.
versus the
oh, we know
Texans.
Dobbs better than Malik Willis at this point. More
Yeah,
yards.
but he's still not good.
Just learned the playbook. He just pulled up Baker Mayfield. And he didn't win though.
So we got the Dolphins, the Pats, the Jets, the Steelers. Everyone else is out, in my opinion. I don't really give a shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we on agreement on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not agreement. Who do you think's going to make it? You got
Dude, I'm telling you, this is too confusing for me.
how?
I just can't wrap my head around it.
You got the Steelers, the Jets, and the Patriots who are sitting outside of the wild card right now by a game.
Okay.
Miami is sitting at 8-7 with the last spot because the Chargers are already going to be in, and the Ravens wild card is already.
Is this Patriots Dolphins game in Miami?
Is that
no?
That's the Week 17 game. It's Patriots Dolphins. Is that in Miami or is that in New England?
It is in Foxborough.
Okay, Patriots are winning.
The Jets have to win out though. And do you think
The
they're going to
Jets
beat
and the
the
Patriots
Seahawks this
The
week?
Jets and the Patriots have to
Do
I
I
sure hope
think
they
that-
do.
I don't think they'll beat the Seahawks though.
I don't think so either.
So then we
Which
got
is also kind of ironic. We were just talking about Sauce and Woolen. They play each other.
Yeah, I told you they're gonna match up against each other.
I mean,
what are the Jets
Woolen-
and Dolphins head to head?
No, they both got a good matchup actually. Well,
What are the Jets Dolphins head to head? Anyone know?
no,
Because
they
then,
don't.
so then, if
Jets
the Patriots,
Dolphins is the last game of the season.
okay, because if the Patriots beat the Dolphins and the Jets lose to the Seahawks, Dolphins and Jets are 7-9, or sorry, they're 7-9, they're 8-8, and the Patriots are 8-8. So then, are the Jets out? We're done. We're done with the Jets, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I do agree with that. Steelers, Patriots, Dolphins, Jaguars.
Does anyone think the Steelers are going to make it?
No. Bro,
No.
And also,
They're
like,
not ready.
we're talking about a team whose longest passing touchdown is 8 yards.
Yeah. In today's
Like-
NFL, that's outrageous that they're 7-8.
Wait, who?
The
Steelers.
Steelers.
Longest passing touchdowns? What?
8 yards.
Not anymore.
What is it now?
It was that touchdown they just threw to Pickens. That one
Okay.
8
Well,
yards.
then how long ago was that?
Last week.
Okay, so up until then,
That's
that's still bad, bro.
That's fucking terrible.
I'd see Mike Tomlin though. He won't have a losing season. He just won't. So they're gonna finish to me 9-8. They play the Ravens. They're not gonna have Lamar because Lamar still hasn't really practiced.
Yes, they call that a non-winning. I mean, they call it a non-losing season, but it's you can't call that a winning season. It's so average.
Yeah, but so I think they're gonna go 9-8. So then I think they're in.
I don't think they're making it. I think
I don't even think they're good
Dolphins.
enough.
The Dolphins are sending a game out with the advantage over everyone.
But they are playing the Ravens though, and the Ravens are not looking the best either.
Yeah, or Cleveland.
So that's why I think the Steelers
Well,
are gonna go
Cleveland will
9-8.
beat Pittsburgh.
And then I don't think the Jets will make it. The Patriots will beat the Dolphins. I don't know who they play next. See, this is what I mean. It's like,
Yeah, if they don't do that dumb mess again.
yeah, so it's just like,
late in the game, let Jacoby Myers throw a pass.
yeah, I know. That's all right. So for the whole, what is it? NFC South is screwing this up, aren't they? For the NFC, because I mean, 3 divisions are settled. I mean, whatchamacallit could still, the Eagles could still blow this to the Cowboys, but let's just say 3 divisions are settled. Are the Bucks in? Do people think the Bucks
No.
will?
I mean, do we think?
Yeah.
Bucks will win that division.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll win. Well, I don't know though, bro. You don't know.
They play the
Bucks-
Panthers.
The Bucks
The
were playing the Panthers
and
and
the
the
Oh,
Saints
don't let
are
the
still
1 or
going
2
to
games
win.
fool you about the Panthers. They're going to lose to the Bucks.
Listen, the Panthers and the Saints are still like in it though. Like
Saints
yeah,
always play. Saints
know.
always play Bucks well. Saints always play the Bucks well.
all the Bucks have to do is
just
lose
need
2
to win
games.
one game.
Yeah, the
Well, it's
Bucks have to
Brady, so
win
they'll
one
do it.
game, but if they lose 2 games, is wraps for them, which can happen. It can happen.
The Saints versus the Eagles and the Panthers.
They'll
So
do it
either-
because it's Brady.
Either way, they're knocking each other out. Then the Bucks,
I
yeah.
don't know. I
Panthers
guess
are
we'll
out.
see. Like you said, Paul, they do have Brady, so
Yeah,
they
I
have
don't
a
bet
slight
against Brady.
advantage,
And Bucks are in then.
But
I think the Bucks are in.
I've learned in life you don't bet against Tom Brady.
So
I'm
then
not
we
doing it.
have, I think realistically, you have the Seahawks.
Because they'll beat the
Yeah, you got
Jets.
the Seahawks, the Lions, the Packers, and the Commanders. Man, that tie looking real good right about now.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I know we just said that I think the Jets are gonna win, but as a Commanders fan, I really need
You need the
the
Seahawks to
Jets to
lose.
win. We need the Jets to win.
Yeah, we need the Jets to win.
If
We're
the
going-
Jets,
Again,
Packers,
the
and
tie
Lions,
is helping us out by a lot. I don't know how we're holding on by a thread with that tie.
Then
Yeah.
and the Lions schedule is easy as shit, I'm pretty sure.
Lions play the Bears next week.
I mean,
well,
they play
tomorrow.
the Bears and the Packers. Packers play the Lions.
Yeah, but the
and
Packers have gotten
Vikings.
hot. So if the Packers beat the Lions, yeah, I mean
The
this
Packers
is
beat the Lions, then the Lions are out. I mean, kind of.
it
Well, no, 'cause
helps
it-
us out. But if we lose and not necessarily, doesn't mean they're out.
You
Yeah, we
motherfuckers,
can-
you got to beat Cleveland somehow.
it's funny.
Right.
No, we can
Hmm.
lose and kind of be okay. I mean, I think the Packers would jump us if the
Mhm.
Packers.
We wouldn't be okay if the Seahawks win and if the Packers win.
That's what I mean.
Lost, bro. Yeah, we would be out.
No, if we lose and the Packers lose and then the Seahawks lose,
oh, then we're still in. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
So
it's like-
but that's too much to hope for, though.
I know it is, but that's what I mean. Like it's such a toss up. You could do this a million ways and still
Washington
probably
just
get it
needs to
wrong.
win.
Yeah, you need to win one game. That's what you got to do.
According to Madden, we're gonna win this upcoming game 41-10. So
I saw 51-10. They
Was
think
it
we're
51?
gonna blow the
No.
Browns out.
Bro, I'm so scared. And watch us goof this up. Like the crazy.
I already goofed the
thing.
Giants ones up.
We
so-
we talk so much, I
they
don't talk
lost.
much about Deshaun, but David, watch it. You talk about Deshaun all the time. Watch him look like an all-star in this game. It's gonna be
All right.
absolutely
You ain't
insane.
hear what I've been saying the past 2 weeks? I said this
What?
could be his breakout game.
I don't think that's what you said last week. I thought
That's
you said
exactly what I said last week.
no, you
I
said
said-
this is going to be the game that I get to see what he can do. That's what you
I
said.
said this is gonna be the game where you can truly see what Deshaun Watson can do. If he does
Exactly.
what I know
how is
he's able
that
to
in a
do,
breakout game the same thing?
it's the boy. Come on, don't press that. Don't press that. It's the same thing. I'm literally saying it's because Washington's weakness is a mobile quarterback. But you can go watch the recording. Just go watch the giant.
I'll watch
run
it.
the tape. Run the tape.
I'll watch it, but that don't sound like the same thing to me. But anyway,
So who's making it? Who's making it here? Who do we all have making it for the NFC? 'Cause
honestly, I like the top 7 how it is. Like I think that's how it's going to be.
Okay. So everyone from the NFC East.
I actually
I
see it
think-
that way. Of course, God willing, the Commanders win. But
Here's
definitely the top 6 though.
here's why I
Yeah.
couldn't wrap my head around this last night. Because if the Seahawks win, right? Or if the Seahawks win, there's like a bunch of stuff. I don't remember what it was, but I don't think it can stay this way and this way and it work out because of who these teams are playing and who these teams are playing.
I think the Seahawks might make it.
And that's why I couldn't wrap my head around it. I was like, this is too much for me.
I think the Seahawks are going to make it. If not, then the Lions.
Okay.
What?
Which-
So you just said after Packers?
I mean, the
What?
Packers have caught fire.
I know.
Like Aaron Rodgers is doing that thing that he always does.
He has to beat the Vikings and the Lions. Though.
And it's Aaron Rodgers.
Surely
If
do.
we weren't number 7, I would like to see the Lions get in, but obviously not because we're number 7.
Didn't the
So,
Lions beat us?
Beat the brakes off of us.
Yeah, so they hold the win over us.
I know, but that won't matter because of the tie.
that's why I
That-
said we're holding
you're
on by
right.
a thread with that
You
tie.
This-
guys can't end with the same record unless they fucking tie. Like
This tie is one
saving
of
their
the.
life.
I wish we had 2 ties. Honestly, it'd be funnier. All right. I have no idea what we just discussed, but yeah, that works.
Oh, these are our picks. All right. What
You
did
have to spin it.
No, I know. Of course you gotta spin it. Who said we didn't have to spin it? Another thing.
Oh, I'm
Jair
so shocked.
Alexander says that Justin Jefferson's first game against him was a fluke.
Who said
I
that?
don't know about the fluke, but
Who said that?
Jair Alexander against Jefferson.
Oh,
He's gonna shit on his face.
all right.
All right.
So I could have done this way better, like you did. and
Oh
pulled
yeah.
up so we
I
could
mean,
see all the
going over
games.
last week, I think I fucking chose the Titans, but I didn't realize Tannehill was actually gone.
I remember that text message.
Yeah. Yeah, I screwed that one up. That's on me. What else did I pick?
I went with the Lions. Does anyone remember what they picked? Because I don't.
Yeah, I chose the Bears game, which I have something to say about that.
First half, it was
Bro,
good.
that's what I'm saying. The first half, they actually, I was like, bro, I think they're gonna pull this off.
Look at David.
And then,
Yeah.
bro, it's kind of like they didn't care, like in that game at all. It was really the Bills just had a bad first half, not so much the Bears had a good first half.
Yeah.
Because they just kept running the ball. They were doing dumb pitches and stuff like that. I felt like they were really just trying to get out the cold, or they didn't really care. They were trying to hold on to their pick in the draft. One of the two, something. Because I really don't think they cared about winning. Otherwise, they probably would have won that game if they really cared.
I just
Oh, yeah.
realized they're more of a running team than a passing team.
I remember Q
Oh,
taking the Giants.
Oh yeah.
That looked like a pretty damn good pick.
That was also pretty good. It just
Like a 61-yard field goal for them to win.
In a dome. Perfect.
yeah, and that's like the Vikings. That's like most of their wins though this year. Like
Not a
The team found a way to
61-yard
win?
field goal.
no, but I'm talking about leading up to a field goal. And whose hands did they put it in before the field goal? Justin
The
Jefferson.
best player on the team. That's not a
Exactly.
surprising thing.
I'm just saying. I made a comment last week, and I was like, without Justin Jefferson,
Bro,
I don't think they'd be winning. I'm not
you're
gonna lie.
absolutely
Obviously,
right
they have
about
other
that
pieces,
comment.
but it wouldn't be the same.
You're
I
right
think I
about
went
that
0-3.
comment, but it's the best player on the team. You put the ball in your best player's hands. Like, what is the logic with that? Like, that's what you do.
True. I'm just saying. Last week, you hounded me down saying that the Giants won't be able to stop everybody else, bro. All they need to do was just stop Justin Jefferson, which he had a great game. Like he had like 11 catches, over 100 yards. If they take him out, that game is different. The Giants win that game.
Well, he played, and
He played and they lost. Okay.
So wait, Q, did you go 0-3?
Who else did I have?
That's
No,
what I mean.
technically, I said that the Cowboys would win without Jalen Hurts. I made that comment.
I do remember that. No, yeah, I do.
Nah,
so
forget that. He picked the Eagles. I went 2-1
I went
I went
0-3.
because the Raiders lost.
So I did well. Ross, how'd you do?
I did not do well. I mean, like I kind of botched the Tennessee pick. Pretty sure I picked the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken. That was just so.
I believe you
fucking
did pick the Raiders. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I picked the Bengals. I did win by 3 or more, and they won by 4. So
what we've come to the determination is you should not listen to us about anything.
well,
Is
I
that
mean, look,
other than David?
Other
than David.
Raiders
even
goofed
like
it up.
for real, bro. I would never tell somebody to really bet against the Bills. It was kind of like just a risk.
Yeah.
I know. I was trying to.
yeah.
I'm trying to push up David's ego here.
All right.
All right, we're back with our picks. We figured it out because we are intelligent people. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
All right. So the first game, I have the Panthers beating the Bucks.
Ooh.
I want the Panthers to beat the Bucks anyways. That's what I want. Then I have the Seahawks beating the Jets.
Okay.
And then I have the Commanders beating the Browns.
Fair enough. All right, I guess I'll go. So I I took an outrageous one, which I'll say last. So that's why I'm going easy here. I'm going to go Bucks over Panthers, just because I have a nuts one, and then Cardinals over Falcons. I think whether McCoy plays or McSorley plays, I think it's better than Desmond Ritter, and the Falcons just suck. And then he got fired. I don't know. Something's telling me Broncos are going to beat the Chiefs. They're going to have their moment. Let's Ride is going to have their moment. They're going to beat the Chiefs.
That's your outrageous one?
That's my outrageous one.
Yeah, I could tell. You're tripping.
Oh man, I almost beat him the first time.
They fired the coach. I don't know. Something tells me Russ is going to do what he wants to do, and maybe it'll work. I don't know.
Maybe.
Mm.
All right.
My 3 games, I got Bucks over Carolina. I do believe, Tom Brady's old self is gonna pull it off. I got Jacksonville over Houston in the battle. I mean, even though Jacksonville's on the hot streak, it still stays the battle of the, toilets. And then I got Detroit over Chicago.
Yes.
Chicago's traveling over to Detroit. Detroit's been playing pretty well, even though they got blown out by Carolina, but I think they'll pull it off. Chicago's not some crazy team, especially offensively.
Yeah, man. I'm going with my G-men over the Colts. I think we got it this week. I think they're in disarray, the Colts. I think I'm going Seahawks over the Jets as well. I just think the matchups are going to be a little too much for the Jets defense. I think Geno is going to lead it against his old team and put their playoff hopes to bed. And then lastly, I think I might go. Damn, where do I want to go, man? I'll do Bengals over the Bills on Monday night.
All right. Someone took it.
I'll
Someone
take the
took
hot
it.
game. Yeah.
Someone took it. Fair enough.
Whether
All right.
Circle wanted to or not, I'm taking it.
Anyone got anything else? I got to go. That's why I'm rushing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I feel it because I gotta go work out too.
Yeah, I got shit.
Congratulations, Ross. All right, so Ross is gonna
what
go.
was this, like 3 hours? Dang near.
Yeah,
No.
no.
Two.
We started
Not
about
even 2. Are you kidding me? We started at 9:40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be somewhere in 3 minutes, and I have to shower. So we'll see if I make it.
Bro, I literally said putting normal shirt on at 10:06. We didn't start this shit till like 10:50.
You ain't get on. We started.
David was up early.
Wow. Yeah.
David, you get extra pay. All right. So yeah, this we'll set a regular time. We'll finally do it. We'll figure out a time each week on a day that works for all of us.
Yeah, facts. Make sure y'all follow the TikTok though.
Yeah. So what is it? Say
It's I think it's like the SS.
You don't know what it is.
Podcast.
I think it's the SS Podcast 1. I don't know. I'll link it. I'll link it in the description. I'll link it.
All right, bet we got one more follower away from on it.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, come on.
That's awesome.
We're gonna grow more. I gotta post a video for today, so
we gotta start doing giveaways.
All right. So yeah, follow the TikTok. And outside of that, Walker and I will record Monday, and so that basketball, the sellout should be up Tuesday, like we said at the start. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening.
50 degrees.
It's 50 degrees. I'm gonna wear shorts today. That's right. Yeah, I remember, David, you said I'm wearing shorts today. All right. Thank you for listening, and have a good day. Enjoy the weekend and watch football. I'm gonna see how many times David does that. All right. See ya.